Welcome back to Ile Marais. We need tours for our Spinosaurid enclosure for Berry Suco Irritator. It's going to be this lake here that the map spawned with. We're going to put in a gyrosphere tour looping around the lake, and then it's going to connect to the park through this section here, maybe putting in another ramp coming down here from like up here. I think that works. And then, yeah, I went ahead and put a little waterfall here, and I filled this little canyon we had with water. That way it feels more natural that this like marshy lake up here is actually draining into this canyon. Because otherwise they were like right next to each other and it felt really weird. They were literally like pushed right to each other. So yeah, we're going to run the gyrosphere in and around, and then it'll come back over here somewhere. We'll have to put another fence somewhere, but we'll figure that out. I'll probably put like a fence through here, loop it around like this. Then we can use the perimeter of the beach here as another block. I also want to highlight this decoration here. This is the little fence connector you can find online in the workshop. Let's see, what is it specifically called here? It's better to go to scenery. Nope, scenery. Blueprints. This is the Fence Terrain Connector Dilapidated Edition. I think it's got a nice vibe to this, even though the fence does clip through the top a little bit. Still, like, aesthetically pretty cool. Better than putting a rock down every time. That looks kind of weird. Like, that actually feels like you're deliberately doing something. Now, yeah, we better get the gyro in first before we put anything else there. So let me wait for the tours to finish. If you were curious about the Hypesies using the modded dinosaur encounter, they can. It's just hard to see them in there. Also, 2 babies in there right now. So that's interesting. Maybe that's part of the meta for this attraction, if there is any meta for it. The only thing to make it even slightly work is to rely on babies following the adults in as they follow them around. Ultimately, like, this is still very bad as a thing in the game, because even with the babies following people in there, well, dinosaurs in there, we've got, what, 4 in view? Maybe 6 if these 2 count. Terrible. Still very bad. All right, we'll survey the updates to the pen here in a second, but first let's get out yield and fossils. Extraction capacity. Okay, looks like we're getting close on that. Looks like we're done on that, probably. We can go start on Berry right away. No, let's hold off. Let's do paths, because that's the whole point of hiring that person. Yeah, okay. So here's what we got. This is the Spinosaurid paddock. So gyro station here, loops around the lake. Oh, this bit here, no, it only overlaps when you're zoomed out. Okay, it doesn't actually overlap. And then, yeah, we have a little maintenance pod here to cover this side. We haven't put one in here for this yet. But we will. And, it should work for all 3. Is this... Okay, this is power. Did we run out of power? No. Is it just... Okay, visual glitch. I don't know. Pachycephalosaurus. Are you happy now? You actually are happy. Cool. So they got down in the valley, so they're good to go. Let's take a quick peek. 19% cohab discomfort. Shared with Monosaurus and Nithomymus neutral on both. I think we might be able to sneak a trike in here. I might try it. Maybe sneak like a pair of trikes in there. Yeah. Okay, so that's about done there. What else do we need to do for this? Well, I guess we should take a quick peek at our amenities and our economy situation. We need a restroom, we need a hotel. We're good on shelter. Satisfaction rating 100% with 99% coverage. That's fine. So that can all wait mostly for when we put in the Spinosaurids to sort that out. Maybe this just goes like right here. This little corner. Right there? I think I like that spot. which of course deletes the stuff around it, to my eternal chagrin. Is that the right word for that? Maybe. And then a hotel. So, Hypsilophodon has an undiagnosed ailment. Why am I not surprised? I want to look at one of the adult needs here. So they have... I mean, everything is good. They can breed, like, as much as they want, actually. I'm just thinking about this kind of unpleasing look here with these other terrain types. I think I can really just Cypress this all up. Some of that I did on purpose, trying to feather in, like, the plants here, but it doesn't look good no matter what I do with it exactly, so... And then will they keep breeding? I mean, it seems like it. Okay. And then there's the consideration of if there's another small animal I could put in here with them at some point. I don't think there were any other ones that were wetland, though. Rabies. Okay. Oops. One minute, sure. I could consider like humble, social on like the irritators, but I just don't know if it's worth the effort. Because the babies aren't guaranteed to have it. If we're definitely breeding the babies, then like who cares? Maybe social, maybe I do social. But does that even matter? Because like... No, I think social does work, because I think that does affect the scaling rate. So having some social is still a net gain, I believe. Okay, but I can't do it right now anyway. Well, let's get a maintenance post on the other end here. Okay, I mean, a lot of that is already kind of
about the threat of
covered.
disease when you're staring at giant teeth all day, but it's there and it's just as scary. Glad we're doing the research to help with that.
Mobile vet before he breaks out. Get in there. Maybe I should have sedated him right away. Maybe I should still sedate him, honestly. Capture team will get there before the vehicle does. Alright, and then, yeah, maintenance assigned to the thing. Okay. Now, I don't know if they're going to struggle to get down there. That's a problem for them for later. Maybe I should just put in a ramp now. But I don't want to. Okay, other things we could use. Viewing towers, maybe? Platform, whatever. Baryonyx. Actually, let's do trike first. And then we're done on the fossils, and we can actually look at Eerie. So, for Irritator... Yeah, Svalbard with a nice red throat and crest. I really like the vibe of this male specifically. Maybe I'll put lifespan on these guys. Should I wait for the social gene? But we didn't do it yet. Let's do it. Let's start doing a little bit with gene manip just for fun, honestly. It gets boring not doing anything with it, even if we just end up doing the same shit. Does accommodating do anything really? Maybe. Should I consider this? Because if the irritators have like a high comfort threshold, can I check that without synthesizing one directly? Like, does it actually tell you the comfort levels anywhere in this? I have a feeling they're going to have a bad comfort level. Because something about them has to, like, play into the irritator name. There's no way they would resist that, right? I'm going to guess they got, like, a 90% comfort threshold or something stupid. Like a Pteranodon or a Velociraptor. Let's try out accommodating. Which I don't know if we've ever bothered using in 3 here. Or is it even available if Fussy's not turned on? Does this even do anything? I honestly don't remember. Because I feel like if Fussy's not turned on, this is actually a dead node. It's just not removed from the tree. At least in 2, right? Maybe. Let's just try it. Let's just try it. Science. Whatever. It's fine. And then, yeah, hotels. So for the hotels, we had these funky hotels. Yeah, mothers get irritated if their babies aren't happy, but that's also just normally a thing, right? That's not particularly special to irritator, whereas a high comfort threshold would be, especially combined with that other trait, but maybe that is all they did. Who knows? Okay, Swamp Hotel. It would be fun to put this over water. Don't know if I really have a good spot to do that. I'm thinking, like, right in here, but then we'd kind of block that. I see a potential problem here. Oh, maybe that's the rabies. Maybe that's actually... That's just the rabies. It's just a rabies. Don't worry about it. Ooh, I kind of like this. Another cliffside one. Looks like I'm maybe a little too close to that corner. Okay. Oh yeah, we gotta upgrade the rest of the paths here too. You're gonna be real fiddly. I don't want to like block the truck there too much because it seems it looks weird if I, you know. I mean, I could just run the path to the hotel straight through that truck. Because otherwise I can't get too close to this anyway. It's just a sand path, so it doesn't look too bad being a little zigzag. Alright, big sandy path everywhere. Use the bog so that we don't get any of any overlap on those trees there. It looks like the replacement here didn't mess things up too much, maybe? I don't remember if this was all cypress swamp before anyway. Some of it definitely wasn't. Okay, that seems like it was already bog. Okay, yeah, that seems fine. Okay, I like that I can't tell There we go. Close, remove threat to guests. Okay, but it's already treated. What is the threat? Excuse me? Maybe it just hasn't gotten the message. Maybe I need to do a reboot? There's a resupply. Okay, it's a mystery. You know what? It's just a mystery. We don't know. Who knows how anything works? Well, I like the combination of the weeds there from the bog brush or whatever with these buildings. It's pretty good. It clips through some of the stuff a little bit here and there, but it's not too bad. All right, cool. That's 100%. 100%. How's the shelter holding up? 100%. Amenity coverage low, they said. It is, yeah, the hotel has pushed it enough. I'm going to wait until we got Spinosaurids in because we might want to put them down more. Right now it's going to want us to put it up by the hotel.
Starving dinosaurs are the very definition of
okay, this seems to have fixed itself.
Urgent problem. If you delay too much, you know, you might not like where they look for their next meal.
They're Hypsilophodon and they actually have food right there, Malcolm. I don't think they're going to break out and eat a guest. I think it'll be fine. Okay. Okay, comfort does work. Do I want to... How much do I... It is an interesting consideration. I'm gonna also do... Can we see their lifespan? Because the Spinosaurids sometimes have bad lifespan. $55.71 is pretty shit. So let's do this. I mean, I could do social. I have the mods for it. Whatever. They have a big pen. It's fine. Let's just get these going. We've dilly-dallied long enough on this. More Triceratops as well. Well, suboptimal, but I'm just going to do it because it's what's there. Yeah, I suppose since we're starting with 2 anyway, if we do decide we want more from these, we can always do another batch with social. We need to wait for this other stuff to finish before we can synth these. Okay, fossils. 76 and 24 is complete. We'll do that on you. Baryonyx next. I'll do the 6. Hey, Cryo, welcome to the stream. Let's see. More attractions, maybe? Cruise and zipline. I don't really need those quite yet, but I think I might as well just do it. Just get it knocked out. Alright, well, let's see what happens in this storm. If you're with your girlfriend, you should be with your girlfriend instead of watching this stream. I will survive without you. Movement in the nest. Are the Hypsilophodons always born during a storm? I feel like it's always been like that. That's fair. Swinging by to say hi. I acknowledged. Okay, that one was quick, too, it seems. Great. Alright, irritators. So, I guess we'll start them just like here and go from there. On their location. No feather on the Hypsilophodon. It's appropriately retro because it's a novel animal. If it was feathery, it wouldn't really fit an aesthetic for like a JP novel build. So I get it. Even though the Baby Rex in Lost World does have feathers. Alright, there's that done. I can do my trike. So we're going to hatch, maybe we'll hatch 2 of these, let's say. 2 females, 93 skin specifically. I'll give them lifespan because they won't be breeding. I think that's fine. We'll see if we can sneak 2 of these in here without upsetting the Pachycephalosaurs. It's important science. Only Suko needs a fish feeder? Okay, that's a weird choice. I guess Suko is... I mean, okay. Correct me if I'm wrong on this. There was a study about Spinosaurid bone density, which was used to argue for Spinosaurus being semi-aquatic because they had very dense bones. And if I remember correctly, that same study found that Baryonyx was similarly dense, but Suchomimus wasn't, implying that Suchomimus was more of a land animal. Surely that's not where the feeder need is coming from, though. Surely, I don't really believe they've actually gone that in depth. Wait, is this already deep water? Oh shit, this is deep water already. I didn't even know the map would generate with deep water. Well, that's perfect. All the more reason for this to be the Spinosaur Lake.
Ah, the Irritator. The first skull of this species was actually modified by collectors before scientists got a chance to look at it. The scientists then named this dinosaur...
So they want wetland and cover, but then they'll need some barren mixed in too.
They learned the skull had been messed with. But Irritator by name, not by nature.
Alright, see you later, Cryo. You have a good night too. So what we'll do some heavy cypress swamp action. At least here at the start. Including the water. You can put them in the deep water, huh? That's actually surprising. Can I take the camera under the deep water without, or do I need to be looking at an animal specifically? No, I can. Okay, the trees are actually connected to the bottom of the lake. They aren't just like floating. They really don't look like they should be that deep in the water, though, with the way the branches droop. But I'm not going to complain about it. It's a vibe. Okay, and then we need some barren. Boulder wastes, rock strewn, snow plains. I think we'll do some rock like there. Yeah, actually, I quite like the idea of that. Like right at the base of this cliff. Okay.
Asset delivery confirmed.
Okay, so they hit comfortable at 50%. So they don't have a bad comfort threshold. I didn't need to make these extra chill. They actually are pretty okay. So I quite like this Eerie. He's going for a swim. Okay, I mean, hold on. I gotta. That's the screenshot right there. Hold on. With the lily pads? Dude, that's so good. With the reeds in the background and the fog and the trees. Holy shit, that's art. Yeah, that Ankylosaurid though with the semi-aquatic thing was disproven. So as notable as that would be if it was in the game, there's a good reason for it to not be. It was like a Chinese Ankylosaurid. It had a weird name, I think. All right, let me save all the screenshot. All right, let's pick the best two trikes, or we just take the one that's not intolerant, maybe. I think I'm just gonna do the one. I might just leave it as one. I suppose, yeah. Conceptually, the dinosaur encounter is an herbivore feeder, the only one in the game. But I mean, I guess I could see the argument. It still feels weird to me, but I could see an argument there. Let's get a nest in for these fellas. These are large nest, surprisingly. Oh, we have an irritator nest. Wow, what makes it an irritator nest? I'm not sure. I'll put it right here. Oh, hidden from guests. Partially. Why does it sound like that? Why does it sound like a balloon stretching? What? I'm so confused. Oh, maybe it's because there's so much junk here. Maybe that's it. There's like a boat with a motor. Oh, you know what else we should do? We should put in some decorations. Because we should have... Are they blueprints, the decorations from the DLC itself? Like, how do these work? Ah, Badlands Set Deluxe Wetlands Pack. Yeah. Shacks. We could sprinkle some shacks around. Like if we have any... Okay, all the shacks sound like that. It's the wetlandy, like, building stuff. I guess. I guess it's supposed to be like creaking wood. Put a shack like right on this cliff. Perfection. What about a beach shack? Ooh, we could put a shack up here with this stuff. You know, it's like a ranger shack or something. If anybody's over there visiting, sure. Is this connected to a bunch of rocks? Weird. Wait, this is still, like, way high. There's the beach shack. Why did the lights flicker? Did they just turn off because, like, daytime was coming, maybe? Some little shacks scattered about. Dude does kind of like add a extra sense of life to things a little bit. Yep, that is Shaquille O'Neal. in building form. Shaq's shack, you know? It's where he lives. High tide in this place is doomed. Yes, true. Alright, 1 lone Triceratop.
Even the most casual of enthusiasts know of the Triceratops. Although primarily used for display and establishing dominance within their herd, those infamous horns...
Oh, they do have adult
deadly
population
when
requirement.
necessary.
Is it 3? Shit, I didn't think of that. Looks like it's probably 3. Two. Okay, it really looks like 3 on the UI. Alright, let's get, ooh, buried treasure. Fossils going. Yeah, we could try 3. We just got to keep an eye on the
Working with Cabot,
Pachycephalosaurs.
I'm more wary about delegating tasks than I'd like to be. However, I trust you with this one. Please don't make me regret that.
Okay, 20% with 3 neutrals. So, okay, I
More
think...
guests should generate more revenue.
Thank you, Dr.
which leads
Dua.
to more research. So let's increase our guest count.
Let's worry about that later. I think they nerfed the cohab mechanic. Because this still has a pretty decent leeway for how many Admonosaurs and Orthomimosaurs are in here, and for it being 3 species. It seems like... Maybe it's a little too early to say for sure, but it seems like it might be kind of chill. Let's get you some fiber over here, since you've decided this is a good place to live, I guess. It's a female only because it has to be. It could have been Lonesome George conceptually, even though it's a female skin. I don't care. To me, these sort of skins, these skins that kind of represent animal variants in the franchise should be male and female. Even though the Triceratops in the original park was bred female, we don't know that it was a female seen on screen. And there should just be a male equivalent anyway for the Lost World Trike, if nothing else, and there isn't. So this skin should just be available to both genders. It depends on the area of cohab. If the Trike shares a lot of territory, it might be harsher. Okay, we'll keep an eye on that. That's a good thing to know, too. If it's literally, like, dependent partially upon the overlap, that's good to test specifically in this game. Anything else to research currently? I don't really think so. I could knock this out. What about in enclosures? We could knock out aviaries. And lagoons quick, just to have them ready to go. Only a minute? Sure. Alright, so these guys are all intolerant. But it should be fine because, yeah, Pachycephalosaurus is the only thing they're neutral towards. So let's take, not the aggressive, of course. We could take these 2 intolerant long-lived ones and have a group of 3, I guess. Once the other thing is done. Alright, some egg. Insert Land Before Time meme here for eggs. That is completed baryonyx. Process that there. Rest the logistics guy. And then, how much is Suko, I guess? We can look at that. A fat 9 on Suko. Well, alright. Anything else we should do right now? I guess once the fossils are done, we do the synth, and so there's not much point in doing anything else before then. Yeah. All right, Trike 2 and 3 coming in now.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be advised that our weather forecasts predict an incoming
Ooh, animals rolling in mud would be a really cool animation thing to have. I agree with that.
forecast has been updated.
Oh no.
Tornado threat level.
Tornado threat level, you say? Intriguing. Well, we haven't had one of those yet. All right, so the trikes are happy. How do everybody else feel? Pachycephalosaurus is still good. I saw a Ornithomimus at 93% because you are missing ground fruit and leaf, you say? You are way over here. All right. Welcome back to the stream, Cryo. Let's get the shelters open before we forget and we get obliterated by Twister. Okay, other things before then too. Let's look at our amenities situation. So yeah, some demand here, but a lot of demand down here by the gyrosphere. Do I want to put amenities in here? I mean, I honestly could wait and put them in somewhere else, like over here when I expand this way and I have more flat space. Because this is all kind of a downward slope. It's a little narrow. I don't think I want to do it. I think we'll wait. Yeah, the Sungaripterus thing was one of the things I mentioned in my my video on that, on pterosaurs. Making some of them feed directly from deep water. Sungaripterus having some sort of special diet because of its shelled prey favoritism. Okay, let's get our scientists doing stuff too before shit gets too bad. So the trikes are good now. Baryonyx. Doing some mangrove papurana. Pump up the lifespan. I might as well put comfort on these because I have it at this point. Like, use what I got, right? All right, resting you. You know what? Let's put in one food. If just the food, though, because we have the contract for that. Let's get that done. So we will put this down here, maybe like right here. Does this... No, that is different levels. Okay. All right, let's set this up. Some white, some green, some yellow, and some white and orange. Okay, we're a little bit... Yeah, but I don't get enough green. I think we leave it alone. That's fine. But we got to fix the environment because it replaces the default environment underneath it every time. Because it is evil. I don't like the stuff clipping in. Why does that... Why did that lower the environment around it? Why did that do that? It didn't do that before. Weird. Mysteries upon mysteries in JWE3. Yeah, why will it not let me raise that? I guess specifically the marsh / bog just does that? I don't know. Well, the contract did complete. I'm gonna kill this delivery zone. Aesthetically, I don't like this. So I'm just gonna get rid of that. Groundwater terrain. Yeah, I guess that's kind of the idea, is it must be lowered. Electronic dance music has claimed a nest. All right, where's this twister coming in? I hear it. There it is. Yeah, that's some devastation, all right. I can't just start tranking these guys. There's too many. Yeah. I think we just got to grab maintenance and like get them right over here. Okay, he's already coming in. Go now, get in there, go. Okay, the rest of that doesn't matter. The tornado wants to go that way. That's totally fine. Come on, man. You can do it. Fix the fence. You're right there. You're right next to it. Is he stupid? Is he broken? What is he doing? Okay, he did do it. It just took him forever. Eggs found? Hey, irritator eggs. 2 eggs. Okay, we got it. Danger to guess. Are you sure about that? The fence is in fact breached way down here. Technically. Okay. I mean, I think we're like kind of fine. All right. Baryonyx is. Hey, Mutasaurus, how's it going? We'll skip the aggressive. I assume that will still be a problem. Let's do the male as the non-large appetite one, I guess. Hatch the pair. Now, there were problems with the Spinosaurids and their children. There was something weird where I read this. I actually read somebody's research on this. It's like Suchomimus never kills babies, but Irritator and Baryonyx eat each other's babies or something like that. It's something weird like that. I think we're just going to breed them all and just see what happens because, well, if all their babies die, they might get mad. But we made them accommodating. Maybe they won't get mad enough that it matters. I might come to regret this, but this is what science is for, you know? I would like more irritators maybe, but we do, I mean, I guess they bred already. We don't really need more if they already bred. Yeah, maybe we wait. Let's do an expedition. Oh, movement and nest, medium 2. Might be like in Monosauruses or something. Jesus, I didn't mean to click all the way over there. Made a wetland themed restaurant for you, Primordial Swamp Cafe. Okay. I have a question, maybe. Did I already find it? No, wetlands themed restaurant. Okay, let's take a look at this. There's blueprints. Okay, that actually won't let me go to the workshop there. So I have to go here. I have to do one of these. What size is it? Mudo. Because I think we need to know the specific size. I guess I can turn off the tag and then we don't need to know the size. Yeah, that works. Kill that. Primordial Swamp Cafe, you say? Oh, this will search all the words. I don't know if this will... Primordial's probably not used that much. Okay, there we go. We got it. Primordial Spa, Primordial Lodge, and the Swamp Cafe. Medium food. Okay. There we go. So we'll put this one in for our next restaurant we do. Or we could put it in here maybe and replace this one. Actually, I don't know if it'll completely fit there. Oh yeah, that was the Monosaur babies hatching. Missing pasture now. Yep. Terrain texture blending would be sure be swell. Yeah, let's replace this one right now. Let's just do it. Let's get it in immediately. Because I don't want to forget about it. Alright, then we do one of these. Does this one not lower? Okay, this one doesn't lower. Let's do this one. All right, there you go. Look at all the people. I like the seating area in the back. That's very nice. Not the Elon Musk number. Wait, which thing was the Elon Musk number? Oh, nice. It's the Irritator Cafe. That's perfect, because this is the Irritator Gyrosphere. The, here, I'm going to move it. That way the front part there kind of lines up with the path. Otherwise, the, it overlaps most of the path in front.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to welcome an
right.
irritator to the park.
Oh shit, the Irritator's hatched. Look. Oh, and you got rabies? Okay, hold on. Step 1, rabies. We missed the babies. Well, there he is. She. The dad caught rabies immediately. Oh, that is... Speaking of rolling in the mud, I guess, huh? No, it's a really good amenity. I like the area in the back. That actually adds a lot to the vibe. Okay, dinosaur threat. That's fine. That'll be taken care of. Maybe. Will it? Danger to guests. Oh, is it because of the rabies that attacks gyrospheres? I don't know. Okay. Or is the... Oh, the gate broke. Fair. That would do it. Oh, these both broke down. Okay. How do aquatic creatures catch rabies? How do any avian creatures catch rabies? Rabies is a mammalian virus. Yeah, I think the lack of like seating areas and most of the other amenities becomes much more noticeable in comparison, since this one has one. This actually feels more like a real restaurant as opposed to like a McDonald's. More of like a resort appropriate restaurant, you know? I will say the big footprint for it though does like make it not as good in a meta sense, but aesthetically it does track more with a resort, which I appreciate. Okay, so we're going to release some baryonyxes via airlift, which may eat the juveniles. So hopefully that's not a thing, but we'll just have to see what happens. All right, fossil check. I do the science, so you don't have to. Yeah, it could be mammal DNA spliced into the genome, but like, I don't think we have a single instance in the franchise of them ever, like, splicing mammal DNA into a genome, right? Like, none of the hybrids use mammal DNA, if I'm not mistaken. And then, like, none of the raptors from Jurassic World do. And then, obviously, you know, the original movie, it was frog DNA. And even in the novel, I don't remember if we ever see any of the... If we ever know any of the animals other than the frog DNA that's used to fill in the gaps, where it is filled with multiple different animals. But, like, there's no evidence that they've ever used mammals for anything. But rabies is kind of a JPOGism, so... A JWE you do. Fair point, actually. I didn't think about that. There are mammal genes in that. You are correct. True. Yeah, the bat gene. I remember bat. Okay. So yeah, everybody's good. Status check on the Pachycephalosaurus. Still good. Packies are still happy. I think we can consider that confirmed. Okay, you need more barren and more water, but you will find that.
Creating something amazing is a job made of
Breed a
100
second
small
generation
attacks.
dinosaur.
Here's one of those tasks now.
I'll take it and ignore it, and it'll complete on its own eventually. And Monosaurus eggs, that's going to be kind of annoying. I might want to pull the plug on the Edmonos breeding. They're a little... Oh, max herd population reached. Can't breed. Are you sure? Because you did breed just now. Maybe it counts the new eggs already. Could be a thing. Disease be affected by genome composition would be really interesting. You know, it'd be really interesting if there was a mechanic in the game that tied into how genes are completed in the film franchise. Maybe somebody should do a video on that. Hint, hint. But actually, I will add that to the video. I'm gonna take a note. That's a good idea. I wasn't thinking about it in terms of disease interaction. Can't find a pen. They don't exist. All right, some fossils. So far, no problems with the babies. So maybe they're safe. Maybe it's infrequent, the attacks. Could be that it's just... Because I think we saw maybe something like that before in one instance where, like, occasionally a baby would die from another carnivore, but it wasn't, like, constant. Well, we could start Oshiraptor. And Suko's nearly done. I'll have to figure out where I want to put the Ostroraptors. Large amenities are available. Large hotel is available. I like the hotel I have now. I think I'm going to keep using that one unless I have a reason to do large. I could do more staff upgrades maybe. We need 9 for that. I might do that. 51 on the power. Did I do towers? I did, right? Oh yeah, we should be having some towers in here because we have some pretty substantial gaps in coverage. Let me... Natural wetlands viewing platform. There we go. I was going to say, let me find a nice viewing platform, but no, I already have one pre-selected. Thank you for erasing my swamp. Yeah, that's a good appropriate look, I think, for the tower. Okay, so we should put in a few more, probably. I could put one in, like, over here. Ooh, like right there on the fence, specifically? I think I will do that. It's kind of way off on its own, but I think that's okay. Let's do... Maybe if I... Let's do this. Let's cut this. Run this down here. Whoops. This needs to be fixed. This is awful. The fact that every single thing I add, I have to go back through with the brush afterwards. This can't be intentional, right? This is a bug, right? I think I might ever see the shots from JWE1 come back. I feel like if they wanted to bring back the stuff from JWE1, they would have done it in 2 at some point. I feel like for whatever reason, they just don't want to bother. Which kind of sucks. It'd be nice to have the option to use those. I think that would be cool. Other places for a platform. We don't really... I mean, we do have, like... These guys right here kind of out of view, but I'm not going to bother putting another one in there. Putting one maybe here might be good. Another way to see the Spinosaurids, which are... A tower is somewhat optimal for them, in the sense that they don't really have anything that is too explicitly optimal. And then I could, like, consider putting one in over here, too, maybe. But I don't know if I... maybe, like, right here. But you know what? It's not too bad. I will say the natural paths do a good job of... kind of concealing when your paths are actually the worst. Let's take a quick peek at this. If we do brush, it doesn't highlight. Do any of these highlight? Yeah. Yeah, look how bad these paths actually are. Look at this mess. But since they got the blurred, somewhat blurred, like, natural edges, it doesn't look like the worst thing in the world when you connect it all up like this, which is good for the vibe we're going for here. All right. Movement in the nest. What do we got? Mud monosauruses. Yeah, the 5 death maps I feel like were an obvious thing to add back to JWE2. I don't know why they've never brought them back. The only thing I can figure is they're holding back the 5 deaths for like some sort of dedicated DLC. And they just never did it before the lifespan for JWE2 ended. And so... it's maybe an idea they still have in the back of their mind of like, we'll bring these back and make people pay for them, which is why they never bothered bringing them back before now, or like at all, right? I do think it would be fun to have like a JP era multi-island campaign, just because I'm a big fan of, you know, the classic era of the franchise. I think that would be neat. This is still just bugged. Well, I think we'll call this episode here. It looks like for now the irritators are safe, so that's great. So yeah, till next time.